Cashflow Diary Podcast, episode 76.
Congratulations, you showed up. Give yourself a high five in celebration of your success. Welcome to the Cashflow Diary, where new and experienced investors come to take confident action towards their goals. Your host is a family man, a real estate entrepreneur, investor, coach, and instructor. As a master facilitator of Robert Kiyosaki's Cashflow 101 game, he's inspired many to begin their journey into creating cash flow for themselves and their family. And now, here he is to offer you the tools required to earn the income desired. Your cash flow coach, Jay Massey.
Okay, it's that time again, and welcome to another episode of the Cashflow Diary Podcast. I'm your host, Jay Massey. I just got back from doing another live event, and you know what? As we have done before, we're going to do again. You're going to take you on the inside so that you have the opportunity to participate as if you were there, but not really be there. And keep that in mind as you're listening. Obviously, the audio is a little bit different than what you're hearing, from me right this exact second, but it is live, and I think there's information inside that will help you. For those of you joining us for the first time, welcome. Feel free to go over to learninvestingnow.com to be able to access to a free course sitting there waiting for you so that you can continue to learn how to grow your cash flow in various different ways. The event that you're going to hear about is some excerpts from my new talk that I've been doing around raising private capital. Speaking of raising private capital, I just want to make sure that everyone here is also aware that you should know about cashflowdiary.tv. Cashflowdiary.tv. Go there on Tuesdays, most Tuesdays anyway. I'm there live, broadcasting, answering your questions. So you get to type in the question. I answer them live, send in deals. I will answer those too. Make sure you sign up for the updates. That way you know when we are broadcasting. I will drop a big hint. If you are signed up at cashflowdiary.tv on the updates where it says be the first to know, I'm telling you, you will receive a special email this week because we're going to be doing a special event all around. Not telling you. You got to go sign up at cashflowdiary.tv/updates, and then you will find out. Anyway, let's get to the meat of the meeting. And I want you guys to tell me, what did you learn? At the end of the day, my goal today is to give you whatever you think you need. I don't really care. There's no question that I can't think of a question I won't answer. I also make you the same promise that you may not like my answer, but that's not my problem. Understood? I may offend you, but that's also not my problem. Okay? I will be very direct and clear because I've learned if I'm direct and clear, you may actually change the way you think and go get something done. Who's okay with that? Okay, good. Who's not? Not my problem. So the all I'm trying to say is too many times we come to things and the speaker isn't clear and we don't know what to do once we leave. And at the end of the day, my intent is to make sure you know exactly what to do. How many of you have already picked up a copy of my book? Excellent. And for those of you with your hands up, how has it been so far? Okay. And those of you, it sounds just like me, right? Already, you're like, that just sounded like the intro. That's just the way it is. So of those of you, let me see, how many of you got a copy already? Now, I like accountability. Keep your hand up. I like accountability. For those of you who have at least one copy, but have not yet started reading it, keep your hand up. Not yet start. Okay, excellent. Good. Thank you. I didn't write the book just for you to buy it and look at it. Okay. The intent was for you to buy it, read it, and then what's the next step? Do. I don't know if I could have been any more clear about that in every page. Every page is probably filled with something to do, if not two somethings, because that's my intent. It does me no good to know that, great, I taught a whole bunch of people a whole bunch of stuff that they just keep up here, right? It doesn't put any money in your pocket. It doesn't put any money in your family's pocket if you don't go use it. And here's something that may encourage you. I don't know. Let's see. You say, what are my qualifications? Well, I have a PhD. As many of you know, that means public high school diploma. So inside the book isn't a whole lot of high-tech multi-syllable words. It's just what to do based upon what I've done. Make sense? Yes. Because I don't know anything else. I don't even have those multi-syllable words to use to try to confuse you. I'm just like, look, do this. Here's why I say that. Some of you have PhDs. Some of you have multiple degrees, right, Dr. G? Some of you have. Some of you've had that extra education, and that's fine. I'm not saying that that's bad, but what I am saying is some of the things that I share with you may seem too simple. And what gets in the way is you may say to yourself, he's making it too simple, or he's leaving something out, or that that's not the way I learned it worked. Well, the only thing I'm going to ask you is, has the way you learned it worked yet? And if it has, then great, continue with that. But if it isn't, here's what I want you all to do, is to count everything you think you know as worthless and accept an idea or two that is possibly slightly different than the ones you already have that could move you forward faster. Some of you may have had real estate experience already. That's great. Some of you, you've probably realized you've been around longer than me, right? I am currently 39. I've been in this business 6 years. 6 years? Yeah, 6 years. It'll be June 18th. It'll be the 6th year anniversary of our first closing. So I'm. It doesn't miss me that some of you may know more. That's great. But I always tell people to know and not do is not to know. Make sense? So understand that anything that you hear from me, you will hear things. There are times when the speaker is speaking, and this happens to all of us. There are times when the speaker is speaking, and you go, ooh, I should do that. How many of you remember that time? Yeah? And then you didn't do it. Right? And sometimes you think, okay, you're waiting to be told from the speaker, hey, this is what I need to go do. I don't want you to do that anymore. You were given that thought that I should do that for a reason. I'm just asking you to follow through. Many of us can make a commitment. Very few of us can follow through with it. And that is the major difference between myself and anyone else in this room, is that what I commit to, I follow through with. And sometimes I commit to things that I didn't know was going to cost that. Right? But I follow through with it because that's where the lessons are. That's where the refinement is. That's where the change begins. And we're going to talk a lot about a couple of things. That's going to happen a lot. We're going to talk about what you currently think are decisions. Decision. I got that right? And then, because there's also, and you've heard these words before, this is not new. I don't purposely make stuff up. And now my marker, there we go. Incision. Precision, decision, incision. All words you've heard before, yes? Yes. Yeah, okay, good. Do you understand the difference between them? Because not understanding, failing to understand them, especially the middle one, could be the key. What I'm about to say right now could be the reason why you haven't seen the success you're looking for. Or it could be the reason you have seen the success you're looking for and you're looking to add more to it. Right here. Precision. The prefix pre means what? Before. Cision is to cut. Comes from the original Greek word to cut. So this is a cut before. Incision. What do you think that means? To cut where? Into. What do you think decision really means? To cut off. To remove other options. For example, if I decide to turn left, I have cut off the option of turning right. If I decide to take 2 steps forward, that by default means I am not walking backwards. Unfortunately, many times, we haven't learned how to make a proper decision. Because what we do is we say, yeah, I'm going to follow through. Yeah, I'm going to do, yeah, okay, Dr. G, let's go ahead and get started with the program. That's what I'm going to do. But we don't follow through. We actually didn't make a decision at all. We still left all these other options open over here. I don't know why we do that, but it's what we do. Okay? The same thing happens when you write an offer on a property. You've made a decision. I'm writing an offer, right? Many of you you think you've made the decision to get involved in real estate investing, but you've not written an offer yet. Why? Because, see, that's the follow-through. You haven't made a decision until you have measurable action that says that is evidence of the mental decision you think you've made. Anthony Robbins often said this, and I do my best to follow it all the time. Never leave the scene of a decision without taking some immediate, measurable action towards it. Period. So, what does that mean? Who's willing to admit that they've said to themselves, I want this thing to work, but has not yet written an offer? Show of hands. Hold them high. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Where are they? How many? 12? 13? Okay, excellent. How many of those of you would you like to get rid of that tonight? Yes? Yes or yes? Yes. Yeah? Okay, cool. Here's what we're going to do. Because this is the most important thing I could do for you guys right now. Let me think. What's the zip code here? 85 what?
254.
Thank you. 85254.
What? The zip code here is right next to it.
Right here?
255.
255? 254? Sounds great. No problem. All right, what's your name, sir? John. Okay. Do you have a pen and paper? What's that?
Yes.
Good, excellent. So here's what I want you to do. I want you to write down this phone number. It's Ray Russo. His phone number is 480-998-3017. His second phone number is 480-236-9077. Here's what I want you to do. Ray's got a house for sale. Looks like it's a 3-bedroom, 2-bath in Scottsdale. Is your phone with you? Yes. Excellent. So write this down. Ray, is the house still available for sale? Write those exact words. Tell me more about it. When is a good time, or rephrase, do you think it makes any sense for me to come over and look at your property? Now, John, are those words you have the physical ability to say? Okay, excellent. Do your fingers work and you know exactly how to dial that phone number?
I do.
Excellent. Could you do me a favor? I need you to get up, go outside, make that phone call. Those are the 3 questions you are going to ask Ray when he picks up. Right now. Who was next? How many of you just got scared? My point is, how difficult was that? Is he bleeding? Is anything negative really going to happen to him? Okay, so here, let me tell you what's really happening. He's dialing that phone number and he's going, please don't pick up. Please don't pick up. Please don't pick up. That's what's happening right now. He is hoping he doesn't pick up, but I gave him what to do. And the reason I told him to write it down, because as soon as he picks up, he's going to forget his name. Okay? And all I want him to do is those 3 things. Ray, is the property still for sale? Tell me more about it. Do you think it makes any sense for me to come over and look at the property? Who has the physical ability to say those words and dial a phone number? Did you need a lead? How long did that take me? I'm not even from here. I didn't even know the zip code. Why are you letting it be so challenging? I didn't care about the financing. What does the financing have to do with making the call today?
You don't have some way to follow through.
Excellent. What's your name?
Judy.
Judy, you remember earlier when I said, if I offend you, it's not my problem? How many of you know what's coming? Okay, let me ask you, Judy, have you been married now, etc.? Any of that ever happened?
Yes.
Okay, excellent. And ladies, I know part of this, you're going to disagree with me. I'm telling you right now. But guys, I know you're going to get this. Here's my point. Let's pretend for a second. Watch this. Let's pretend for a second. Judy, do you have a granddaughter?
Yeah.
How old is she?
17.
Perfect. Okay, what's her first name?
Lindsay.
Lindsay. Okay, so today, Lindsay comes to you and goes, Grandma, Grandma, Grandma. You're like, what? She says, I need my wedding dress right now. What's going through your head?
Why?
Why? Why is the word why going through your head right now?
Because she's still in high school.
And? And what else?
She's not ready to get married.
She's not ready. Why is she not ready? What's missing?
Nothing really.
Nothing? Money. Okay, what else?
But she had a boyfriend.
That's good. Did he give her a ring yet?
Not yet.
Not yet. What date is it? What date's the wedding?
Don't know.
Don't know. Where's the wedding?
No.
No clue. So, let me ask you a question. Does some of that come before she actually needs the wedding dress?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Now, here's where the ladies are going to disagree with me. I think she doesn't need the wedding dress until just before the organ plays, Here Comes the Bride, and the door is open. In general, I told you guys, I told you you're going to get it. They're like, no. Because y'all like, no, she needs it months before. You don't understand. I know. See, I knew this was coming. But let's think about it. The exact moment she really, really, really needs it, the drop dead date is that exact moment. Until then, it's irrelevant. It doesn't matter. So, today, he's making a phone call to talk to Ray. Does he need the money today? No. Does it prevent him from making the phone call? No. Then why are you letting it prevent you? I'm just asking.
Preach it, brother.
Dude. Okay. Well. Well. Sister Mary will be passing around the plate later because we've got to have the building fund. Anyway, all I'm saying is, yeah, it feels it's that deep to me because what if I had let not having the money stop me? What if I had just, that is one decision. You cut off all other options. See, you did make a decision. You cut off the option of even writing the offer. Because you're like, well, I don't know where the money's coming from. Do you need it today? Does it matter? Does it matter till the day the escrow company says, hey, we're ready to close? That's when it matters. That's when you better know where it comes from. And for most of us, that's at least 30 days away. At least. But we've learned to not operate in that fashion. And here's the challenge. This is the thing that gets under my skin, is that we wait until we can see every step, understand it clearly, and figure out everything that could possibly go wrong at each step before we take the first one. Could you imagine if Usain Bolt said to himself when he was small, I'm not going to run. Why would I run? Or sorry, I'm not going to walk until I learn how to run. How would that work? Doesn't. Could you imagine if you said to yourself, you know what? I am not going to eat until I get to the grocery store and know that between my house and the grocery store, all the lights are green at the same time. I'm just not going to bother getting in my car. What would happen? You'd lose weight. New diet, right there. We're going to call it the stoplight diet, and we'll have an ebook and everything. That's what it is. You wouldn't. That's my point. That's my point. But yet we treat the things that we want this way. We treat it this way. You know what? I'm never going to go on a date till I find the one I want to marry. Yeah. How's that work? Well, I'm never going to go on I don't want to go on any bad dates, so I'm only going to go on good ones. How are you going to figure out what a good one is? You need bad to understand good. You need failed offers to understand how to make a good one. You need bad tenants to appreciate the good ones. Oh, don't get me started on the pets thing again. How'd it go?
Well, he told me about the house.
Yes. Yes.
A
Yes.
little bit loud.
Okay, hold on. We gotta help you out, John. Up here. Yeah. Nice and loud. Project. Pretend that Sylvia back there is trying to listen.
Oh,
so
okay.
tell me, what happened?
All right. Well, I asked him about the house, and he said it's 2,400 square feet,
Uh-huh.
a pool, a spa, 3 bedrooms, 2 fireplaces.
Good Lord. Okay.
I asked him was it still available, and the impression was yes. He didn't really answer that question, but yeah, it's probably still available.
Okay.
And I asked him if it made any sense for me to come over and talk to him about the house. And he asked me, was I a realtor? I said no.
Uh-huh.
And I told him I was a real estate investor.
Uh-huh.
And he said, no, it doesn't make any sense for you to come over and talk to me.
Now, John,
Was it supposed to work that way?
did it hurt?
No.
Okay. Are you still alive?
Oh, yeah.
So it wasn't life or death.
No.
That phone call, was that phone call prohibitively expensive, so much so that you could never afford to make another phone call?
Oh, no.
Okay. So, could you do that again?
You mean get rejected again?
We're hoping for a different outcome, but could you do the actions again?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Could you do that until you heard someone say yes? It does make sense for you to come over.
Yeah.
How fast are you willing to do it, John?
How many phone numbers do you have?
Right question. Right question. Thank you. Let me ask you guys this. How fast can a person change? What did you just witness?
Moments when he wants to.
When he made the decision. He cut off the prior idea of being the person he was. Before tonight, he was not expecting this. In fact, many of you who had your hand up was hoping that I was not going to keep going through the room to call you to do the same thing. That's exactly, trust me, I know. I'm like, oh my God. You want me to do what? And now? Yes! Here's my point. How often do you have a birthday? Once a year. How often is Christmas? How often is Easter? How often should you be going to church? See, never mind. All right. Here's my point. Your birthday, Christmas, Easter, those are events. Those are things you prepare for, and then you celebrate. And it's, oh, this is great. Writing an offer? It's what you do. There's no celebration. It's a common occurrence. Every day. It's kind of like, honey, take out the trash. Do you celebrate? Do you prepare for that? Oh my gosh, she's going to ask me to take out the trash today. I got to get ready. Really? Doesn't happen, does it? Yeah. But yet we're treating writing the offer as if it's an event that we got to prepare for. An offer is an invitation for a conversation. That's it. Because even once you start the conversation, you have no idea where it's going to go. Even once you submit the offer, it usually comes back with a, no, we would like it this way type of statement. So even what you think, all that time you spent doing all the due diligence before you wrote the offer is absolutely wasted. Because the seller's going to come back and say what they're thinking, which you could have found out by simply how many utility bills did we look up before I made him make that phone call? Do we even how many rent we don't even know what it rents for, do we?
Nope.
What about comps? Did we look at it?
Nope.
Did it matter?
Nope.
But yet we'll let that prevent us from making that first phone call too. Write this down. Disguise, divide, destroy. Disguise, divide, destroy. Fear first disguises itself. It typically, for most real estate investors, disguises itself as, hey, you need to be wise and do due diligence first before you make a phone call. You don't know where the money is coming from. So therefore, you can't do that because that's what we hear in our head. You've never done this before. You can't do it by yourself. You don't know what you're doing. Well, that one's true. But that doesn't mean you can't do it. That doesn't mean you don't have the physical ability. Then it divides. As we persist in that fear, there becomes this divide. There becomes those who are willing to face the fear and do what is necessary anyway, and those of us who continue to cower and shrink back. And after we cower and shrink back long enough, you know what happens? Our dreams are destroyed. And then we say things like, I tried that real estate thing, it didn't work. Did you really? How many phone calls did you make? How many times did you get rejected? Is rejection even real? What is rejection? Does a waitress or a server feel rejected when he or she offers you water and you say no? Just asking. She offered. She made the offer. You said no. Does she run home and quit and say waitressing doesn't work? Why do people laugh? I'm just asking. And why do I'm just like, but is this not what we're doing? When would you like that to stop? Now. I say now o'clock, right? That's all I'm saying. Change doesn't have to take forever. And sometimes we get ourselves in this situation in which, who's got a copy of the book? Let me see. In chapter 3, because this is literally what happens for most of us. No, that's not it. Hey, he's got earmarked and folded pages. Yeah, I like that. That says you've been reading it. That's good stuff. I always forget. Oh, highlight it too. I always forget what, there are certain, it's like I'm in my head, there's so many different, yeah, there it is. It's on page 92, if you've got one, 92 and 93. 92 and 93 is what we're talking about right here. So, and that this is 92 and 93, and I'm going to draw it out so that you can see what that illustration is all about. See, the thing that begins to frustrate me sometimes is that you guys know exactly what you need to do. You know that you need to write offers. You know that you need to hear no. And the only difference is that I'm willing to hear no more frequently, faster than you are. And then suddenly I'm some superhero. Because I'm willing to hear no? Really? I don't think so. However, and we're looking for that motivation as to why. So, hypothetically speaking, let's say this over here is our reality. This over here, this is our dream. What we're desiring. This is what we want. The middle here, this is called pain. The difference between what we're living and what we want. And the challenge is that for most of us, it's too close together. It doesn't hurt enough. So therefore, we do nothing about it. Let me give you an example that some of you could relate to. Some of you right now, there is a pain, an ache, a something in your body that you know is there that you have not addressed. Because it just doesn't hurt enough to go to the doctor yet. And until it starts leaking or bleeding or swelling or changing colors, you do nothing. And then when one of those things happens, then you're like, oh God, I gotta go right now. Right? Could have gone the entire time. And the same thing is here. The reality just doesn't hurt enough yet. So for most of us, one of two things typically happens. For some of us, our reality starts shifting over here. And now the gap between what we want and what we're experiencing got bigger, and the pain hurts enough, and it moves us into action. For some of us, what happens is that our reality stays the same, but we learn techniques to extend what we want so far, so much, that the pain gets bigger again. And for a select few, the chosen, if you will, their life completely falls apart, and they decide to also extend what they want, and therefore, their gap is the largest. And they never seem to stop working because they are now working from a place of such huge pain that you couldn't tell them to stop working, and there's nothing you can tell them that they won't do because they will never quit because it hurts so much they never want to go back there again.
All right, we're going to keep this one a little short today. However, just wanted to make sure that you understood that the information that you just heard me talking about is inside the book Cash Flow Diary, 10 Steps to Creating Wealth in Any Economy. And what's interesting is that example keeps coming up over and over and over again. Hopefully you guys have got it, you're reading it, and you're able to make some progress with it. If you haven't and you'd still like to get a copy, it's 949-682-3565. You want to send a text message with the word book, BOOK, to that number, 949-682-3565. Or you can go to cashflowdiary.com/book to be able to place your order. We handle quantity orders as well. I believe up to 100 or so on the website. So you have the ability to do that. And for those of you who are interested in making, or just as by way of update, I am still working on the audiobook. So, yep, not yet, but soon. Stay tuned for that. Hopefully, guys, that you were able to gain some information from what we just shared with you. We will be sharing more from this event later in the week. I am definitely glad you've taken the time to listen to us here today, and I will talk to you guys again soon. Until next time.
Thank you for investing your time with Jay Massey and the Cash Flow Diary. When you have a moment, please visit iTunes and leave a positive comment about the show. And go now to our website, cashflowdiary.com, to take advantage of our free business building course, Cashflow Foundation. Gain the knowledge, understanding, and skill that will teach you how to never need a job again. Until next time.